Speaking of government shutdowns, in a recent report on Congress, we've figured out that 90% of Congress wears adult diapers. In fact, our last 2 presidents have been exposed as wearing adult diapers, which leads us to wonder, how popular are adult diapers? As someone who needs to wear diapers, sometimes you might have the thought cross your mind of whether or not adult diapers are starting to become popular, especially if you've been wearing diapers for as long as I have and you've seen how much the market has grown over the years. There's a few studies with some key indicators we can take a look at which show us the growth rate of the adult diaper sales just past 5 or 6 years alone. A study from Statista.com shows that adult diaper sales were $9.5 billion in 2015 and rose to $14.2 billion in 2021. Another study I found by Allied Market Research says that adult diaper sales reached $13.3 billion in 2018. It also predicts that gross adult diaper sales globally will reach $24.1 billion by 2026. That's a global growth rate of $11 billion over 10 years, so roughly $1 billion a year. Finally, a report over at researchmarkets.com says the global adult diaper market reached $15.4 billion in 2020. I do believe that study also predicted that the adult diaper market will reach about $24.2 billion by 2026. Even though there's some differences in the numbers that these reports are telling us in way of the sales for adult diapers, it does give us a good grasp and handle on the market itself and how much it's grown in just the past few years. On a more personal level, I've seen the variety of adult diapers grow substantially over the course of the past 20 years. I've needed these products ever since I was a teenager for bedwetting, and I've seen the availability of products grow over that time. Back then, they used to sell the Depends tape-up version kind of diaper, which is what I would get to wear for my nighttime needs. But then it got to a point where that started to not be enough. It was leaking too much. So I started to look online, and around that time, this is like 2000s, 2002, somewhere around then was when I started to look online, and there was really only Tranquility and Abena available at that time. Abenas were like the top of the line diaper, but since then all sorts of adult diapers have come out to fit all sorts of sizes and body types, as well as accommodate different tastes and different specific niche groups in the market. Another indicator on how the market has changed over the years, it has been the trend of major brands like Depends to try and make their product more appealing to the market. The aesthetic attempt was actually probably a good direction to go. I think that's cool to add a little bit of variety and some better aesthetics to these products, so that way adults that are young like me who are active can actually feel comfortable and maybe even feel sexy wearing some products like these. So while the Depends underwear are really only good for minor issues, the attempt at trying to destigmatize the product was at least a good direction to try and take things in, even if somewhat misdirected. These days we have products like Dry, Northshore Megamax, Better Dry, a whole variety of ABDL types of diapers which are really good quality and absorbency and protection, have fun prints on them, as well as some more adult prints coming out with things like the Northshore Megamax with tie-dye prints, different color diapers that you can choose from to add a little bit more flair to your protective needs. I see the growth rate of the variety of adult diapers and the variety of different websites that cater to people who need to wear adult diapers as a positive sign of the growth in popularity of these products. Another interesting indicator to take a look at is the increases in types of content that make references to adult bedwetting and incontinence issues in a more broad scope. One specific show and episode I wanted to point out was an episode of The Simpsons called How I Wet Your Mother. In this episode, Homer Simpson experiences something traumatizing which then causes him to start wetting the bed, and he goes through a lot of the emotions that we go through as people who have these issues of shame and embarrassment and of trying to hide it, but he does it in an entertaining and comical way. I'll link to that in the description below if you want to check that out. Another interesting show to take a look at is the Netflix original F is for Family. In this show, there's a character named Kennedy. He's one of the neighborhood characters, kind of a minor character in the show, only shows up once in a while, but every time you see this character, he's wearing a tiny shirt and thick diapers. They never really explain why he's wearing these diapers. They don't really get into whatever his condition is, and the cool thing about this show, the cool thing about this character in this show is that no one even really pays any attention to the fact that he's always wearing a diaper. No one comments on it, no one says anything. It's just a normal part of this kid's everyday life and everyone who knows him. There are, of course, many other TV shows, cartoons, movie references that get into this subject matter, many of them in a more comical and demeaning way, but others of them are in a more positive light like the ones I mentioned here. Beyond just movies and TV shows, there's a whole array of content creators just like me beginning to emerge on YouTube as well as on TikTok. Content creators like The Best Life, A to Key Gains, and even Speedy Diaper Reviews cover incontinence, adult bedwetting, and adult diapers in general to help you find what you need on your own journey. As time goes on and more of us are sharing our stories and being open about the products that we need and telling you some interesting details about how to live with incontinence or your need to wear adult diapers, there will be more people that come to the table and start producing content as well, helping to further normalize these issues and the need for these products. If you're still not totally convinced on the growing popularity of adult diapers, check out the many different reasons adults wear diapers right here. Until next time, stay dry.